So this is a very interesting film. When I say interesting, I don't necessarily mean it's a good movie. I just didn't understand what the purpose of it was. So this basically follows Melania, Trump, heading as president becomes as her husband becomes president for the second time, and it goes through all the way up to the I can't even say the word. You know what I'm trying to say, but up to the point where he's literally then assigned as the president, and I really didn't really so it goes kind of sees everything through her eyes most of the time. You do see kind of like Trump and everything, but it kind of gave the impression, which we kind of all know about anyway, is she's a very materialistic person. So it kind of goes into her kind of like trying these different like outfits and stuff, and it was just, and in bits of that you would see her. So she has started this like initiative, and it's basically to help children, basically. So you see that kind of side of her, but the film itself was very, I don't like to use the word cold, like she comes across as cold, but because it was very, very, very kind of structured and scripted, which I would have hoped if it was kind of a little bit more kind of relaxed and stuff. Most of it was her kind of like voiceover, and with those kind of like bits in it as well, but it just felt very kind of, I don't know if the word separated covers it up, which I'm trying to say, but it seemed very kind of, I don't know. I was just hoping for a little bit more of her personality, if that makes any sense. Like, it felt so structured and so kind of like scripted that I didn't think it came across as what I'd hoped it would be. Like, for a movie documentary about her, I would expect it to see more of her, like more of the things that we don't see of her, if that makes any sense. But we don't really see that. We just see kind of this, I don't know, it was a very reserved documentary, if it makes any sense. So it was kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, it was okay, but I did kind of lose a little bit of interest over it just because of the style they went for it. I mean, it's worth a watch, I would say, if you are interested, but it's not as kind of what you'd think it was, what I thought it was going to be. It's not very kind of open. It's very kind of structured style, and it's very impersonal. I wanted it to be more kind of like a personal kind of documentary movie, if that makes any sense. But even so, it was somewhat still an interesting movie. I just felt that I didn't understand what the purpose was of it, really. But yeah, that's basically a review of this movie. It's kind of more of it wasn't what I expected it to be or hoped it would to be. It was very kind of like, as I said, it was very kind of like structured, very organised, to the point where we don't really see her full personality, doesn't really come out, which I would have hoped for more, but